Imagine waking up tomorrow to headlines saying Trump orders military action against Iran. Within minutes, global markets panic, oil prices surge, and world leaders rush into emergency meetings. Sounds like a movie? It isn't. The tension between Donald Trump and Iran has reached a level where one decision could reshape the Middle East and possibly the world. Here's everything you need to know. Right now, the world is watching Donald Trump and Iran once again move toward a dangerous edge. One side talks about strength, the other side talks about resistance. But between these two powers, there is a region already tired of war, an oil route the whole world depends on, and millions of people who could pay the price for one wrong decision. The Trump-Iran conflict is not new. It has been building for years. During his first presidency, Trump pulled the United States out of the Iran nuclear deal, saying it was too weak, and failed to stop Iran's dangerous regional influence. After that, Washington launched a maximum pressure campaign, using heavy sanctions to weaken Iran's economy and force Tehran into a tougher agreement. But pressure did not bring peace. It created more tension. Iran refused to surrender. Its allies across the region became more active. Attacks, threats, and military movements increased. Then, in January 2020, the world saw one of the most dramatic moments in the conflict, the U.S. killing of Iranian General Qasem Soleimani in a drone strike near Baghdad. Iran responded with missile attacks on U.S. bases in Iraq. For a short time, many believed America and Iran were about to enter a full-scale war. Both sides stepped back, but the anger never disappeared. Now, the fear is returning. Trump's hardline approach toward Iran is again raising serious questions. Is this about stopping Iran's nuclear ambitions? Is it about protecting global shipping and U.S. allies? Or is it the beginning of another war in the Middle East? This conflict is dangerous because Iran is not an easy opponent. It has missiles, drones, regional allies, and influence in several countries. If America strikes Iran, Iran may not only respond directly, it could also use allied groups in Iraq, Syria, Lebanon, Yemen, or the Gulf region. That means one attack could spread into many battlefields. The biggest danger is the Strait of Hormuz. This narrow waterway is one of the most important oil routes on Earth. If fighting threatens this route, oil prices could rise, markets could panic, and countries far away from the battlefield could feel the impact. A war with Iran would not stay local. It would become global. Supporters of Trump's policy say Iran only understands strength. They argue that sanctions, military pressure, and tough warnings are necessary to stop Iran from becoming more powerful. In their view, diplomacy without force only gives Tehran more time. But critics see a different danger. They say maximum pressure can push both sides into a corner. When leaders keep threatening each other, backing down starts to look like weakness. And in that environment, even a small mistake can become a disaster. A drone attack, a tanker explosion, a missile fired by mistake, a military commander acting too aggressively. Any of these could trigger a chain reaction. This is how wars often begin, not with a clear plan, but with escalation. For Trump, Iran has always been a symbol of defiance against American power. For Iran, Trump represents sanctions, military pressure, and humiliation. When two sides see each other as enemies that cannot be trusted, every move looks like preparation for war. But there is one thing both sides know. A full war would be extremely costly. The United States could win major battles, but controlling the consequences would be much harder. Iran could suffer heavy damage, but it could still create chaos across the region. U.S. bases, oil facilities, ships, and allies could all become targets. Civilians would suffer the most. That is why this moment matters. The world is not only asking whether Trump can hit Iran. The real question is, what happens after the first strike? Does Iran back down, or does it retaliate? Does America stop, or does it escalate? Do regional allies stay calm, or do they join the conflict? Once the first missiles fly, no leader fully controls the ending. This is not just a story about Trump. It is not just a story about Iran. It is a story about power, pride, oil, nuclear fears, and the dangerous belief that pressure can always be controlled. The Middle East has seen this before. Leaders promise limited action. They say the goal is simple. They say the war will not spread. But history shows that wars rarely follow the script written by politicians. So now the world waits. Every speech matters. Every military movement matters. Every attack in the Gulf matters. Because in this conflict, one spark can become a fire. The real question is whether anyone can stop it before it begins.